What's up, AP Bio Penguins? Today we're going to do a little AP Bio Math Minute looking at a tetrahybrid cross. And this was actually a student request. So in a tetrahybrid cross, we have two individuals that are tetrahybrids, as in heterozygous for 4 different traits. And we're seeing what is the probability of being heterozygous for A, homozygous dominant for B, homozygous recessive for C, and then heterozygous for D. So since I'm looking at 4 different genes, I always fill out 4 different Punnett squares for this. And so what we'll do is we're going to look at the question and say, okay, well, we have heterozygous versus heterozygous. So we fill that in on our Punnett square. Give us 1 homozygous dominant, 2 heterozygous, and 1 homozygous recessive. We'll do the same thing looking at the B allele. Again, giving us 1 to 2 to 1 ratio. Then we'll repeat it with the C allele, giving us a 1 to 2 to 1 ratio as well. And then lastly, we'll repeat it with the D's. So we'll do heterozygous on both sides, and that's going to give me 1 to 2 to 1 ratio. Now we need to figure out what's the probability of being heterozygous for A. That looks like it's 1/2. It's 2/4, but we reduce it to 1/2, make the math easier. Homozygous dominant, that is 1/4. Homozygous recessive, that's also 1/4. And then looking back at heterozygous being 1/2. So we're going to multiply those probabilities together, which is going to give me 1 out of 64, which is our probability of our individual. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the second question. We have a tetrahybrid cross again, but now we're seeing what's the probability of an offspring that is homozygous dominant for all the different traits. So I went ahead and made a copy of the Punnett squares so that we would be able to do the math. So in the first Punnett square, we see that there's a 1/4 chance homozygous dominant, another 1/4 chance for B, 1/4 chance for C, and then a 1/4 chance for D in terms of homozygous dominant. We'll multiply those ratios together, which is going to give me 1 out of 256. And so that's our final answer. So we're going to write those in above. I hope that this was helpful. Remember that AP Bio Penguins are just success. Bye, y'all.